There's a gigantic saltwater lake just off the shores of one of our major metropolitan areas in the region, and it's loaded with nearly every species of inshore saltwater game fish. There's one in particular, when you get him on the end of your line, you're in for a long, hard battle. We reveal that fish, that lake in the state of Louisiana coming up because Fox Sports Outdoors is on the air right now.
It's time for your weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the Southeast region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors.
Hi everybody, so glad you're along with us for this week's episode. This season may break the all-time record on Fox Sports Outdoors for most places visited where I've never been before, and we check another one off the list this week. This obviously is a very busy place. This is the Rigolets Marina. It is located right on the shores of beautiful Lake Pontchartrain. That's right, everybody knows about Lake Pontchartrain, the lake you fly right in over on approach to New Orleans International Airport. I've never fished here, but there are lots of different species of game fish swimming in the water here. We're gonna be joined this week by Captain John Falterman. He guides every day on Lake Pontchartrain right out of this marina, and he's been on a great school of black drum. We've never done an entire black drum targeted episode. Hopefully it all begins today. If we can get on that school out there, we'll explain this hard fighting, tasty eating fish to you all in the next 30 minutes. Glad you're with us. While we're doing that, we're taking you around the region for your very latest fishing reports this week from our expert team of insider reporters. Hey, this is gonna be a lot of fun. Glad you're along with us. Let's get it all started right now. The FSN Studios with your weekend planner.
The Salooner tables are listing fishing conditions for Saturday as good and Sunday as fair. Peak game fish activity on Saturday is forecast to begin at 3:11 a.m. and 3:32 p.m. Look for the sun to rise at 6:54 and set at 8:06. And we'll be following a full moon on Thursday, so evenings should be bright. Stay with us for freshwater and coastal fishing updates from around the region. Plus, 2015 Classic champion Casey Ashley joins me to answer your Ask the Pro question. We'll be right back.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. Lose, fueled by passion, driven by innovation. Feel the difference. Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland Lures. With our baits, a good day of fishing is in the bag. And Strand Fishing Lines, the standard of dependability.
Ooh, you got one.
Yes, sir.
Good one. What do we got?
Black drum.
What is it, black drum?
Black drum.
All right. Got us a fish on.
Yes, sir. This is a black drum instead of a red drum. 16-inch minimum is your creel limit. 5 a day on these two. 1 over 27.
All right.
Good, very good eating right there, guys. Just perfect fish to eat.
So they'll eat just as good as a redfish will.
Kind of like a sac-a-lait kind of thing, you know?
When you start talking about crappie now, sac-a-lait, you're talking about language. Well, we've made it out, and we're just on the edge of Lake Pontchartrain, actually between Pontchartrain and Bourne, and fishing some current. Captain John Falterman out here, who's joined us in the boat, and got a fish right off the bat, and he mentioned 40 feet of water, and I will tell you that I've never fished for redfish, trout, and black drum in 40 feet of water, but that's exactly what we're doing. And why are we fishing 40 feet of water? Explain what's going on here.
Just the water is so hot right now. It's 89 degrees, water temperature at the top, and the thing about it is when it gets hot, these fish don't want to stay in that kind of water. They want to get in that cooler water. You can actually feel him. He's cool.
Really?
You know, cool to the touch. So, you know, they just sitting on them ledges, and right now we're anchored back. We backed up to the boat, and we still in 20 foot of water, and dropped the power poles. Your power poles back there.
A lot of current moving through here. You can actually see a little bit of it on the surface, but we got a good start. Lake Pontchartrain, let's get you some fishing and lake reports from where you live.
Hey folks, it's time for your Carolinas Report. This week brought to you by the Dead Dog Saloon, located on the beautiful Marsh Walk in Murrells Inlet. Make sure you put us on your list of destinations to visit when you're in the Grand Strand area. We're open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And come by here and see why all the locals talk about our food, our view, and our music. Let's talk about some saltwater stuff this week. I tell you what, we've got a great deal of shrimp that have moved into the estuaries. I hope this is a sign for our baiting season in South Carolina is going to be coming up here in the next couple weeks, but great deal of shrimp. And guess what followed them? The speckled trout. Catching some great numbers of speckled trout right now in our estuaries. Get out with some live shrimp under a cork just like you would in the fall, and you're going to catch those at your favorite tide in your favorite homes. These fish right now are full of roe, so make sure if you're going to release them, take care of them, let them swim off so they can get rid of those eggs. Let's talk about the nearshore reef. The flounder bite on those nearshore reefs is incredible right now. Mixed in around those areas are Spanish mackerel. Big numbers of big fish. Speaking of which, coming up on August the 27th is the 7th annual Spanish Mackerel Derby here in Murrells Inlet, the biggest Spanish mackerel tournament in the world. If you need some more information, you can contact me at english1970@yahoo.com on that tournament. Also, on the offshore side of things, big wahoo out there. Get out there early in the morning, get on some bait, pull those baits, and you're going to have a great time right now catching some wonderful wahoo. And you wouldn't imagine it this time of the year, but they're out there. Early morning bite, then move and go catch some grouper, because also those groupers are out there. This has been your Carolinas Report, brought to you by Dead Dog Saloon. Remember, fish smarter, not harder, and keep your chaos organized.
Hey, before our next break, I'd like to mention that we are fishing today and have been on other episodes of this season out of the newest boat in the Mako Pro Skiff line. This is the all-new Mako Pro Skiff 21. There's been a 17, a 19, and now a 21. It is a big, wide, deep, stable platform to fish out of. We've got it rigged up with the top. It's got all of the accessories, the great bait well, everything you'd want in a skiff type boat. And you can see all the features of this boat in a great little video that my buddy Captain Rob Ferris, who's out of North Carolina, he did a great little video on the entire Pro Skiff line, and you can access that video by going to our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com, clicking on the how-to section, then the boating section, and you'll see the video from Captain Rob Ferris on the Mako Pro Skiff series, including the brand new Pro Skiff 21 that we're using this season on Fox Sports Outdoors.
There he is.
I got one too.
Double up, baby.
Welcome back, everybody. We are still on Lake Pontchartrain, and we are bent over with a couple of fish.
I'm gonna step down here and I'll get him. That way you can get yours out too, Barry.
It looks like we're in a school.
They'll be mixed in, the black drum and the reds, all in one here. So
look how he's got that loose TP1 rod. This is the inshore model of this rod.
That luge rod.
Wow. Golly,
putting that luge rod to action there.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
Double black drum. All right, well, looks like it's a black drum kind of day. Yeah, been a while since I've caught some black drum right there. They're all looks like about the same size here. We're catching them on this is a drop shot rig that you've got rigged up. We've got a 1 ounce weight down here at the end, and it's actually on about a 2-foot leader, and then you've got the hook out here on about an 18-inch leader.
It's actually one piece.
Yeah.
So why 48 inches long.
Why do you use a drop shot rig?
It's
here?
actually allows the bait to be suspended off the bottom, so it can't bury itself in the mud, and so it jumps, it flickers, it does all of its natural things, can't bury itself, and you can actually, you felt that thump, and once you feel that thump, you can kind of feel that shrimp jumping. So without a swivel, overhand knot, just tying straight to your braid or your mono, you're in full contact with them at all times. So
the cool thing also about this is that you can actually fight one of these fish on pretty light tackle. This is not heavy stuff we're using. It's very sporting, a lot of fun to get a good sized big old fish like that on light tackle. And I've only got, I think, either 8 or 10 pound line on here and horsed in a big old fish like that. Well, we've got a rodeo going here. Lake Pontchartrain, New Orleans, Louisiana, doing some fishing today. Looks like we got some good black drum working. Let's get you some more fishing reports from your local area, right around your neck of the woods.
This part of the program is brought to you by Visit Jacksonville. Northeast Florida offers great fishing, family-fun beaches, top restaurants and resorts that are easy to get to and offer outdoor fun for everyone. So come on, visit Jacksonville. Well, Georgia's inshore fishing has really turned on this week. Good numbers of flounder in southeast Georgia around St. Simon's Island and the mouth of the St. Mary's River are being caught. A lot of these fish are 2 to 3 pounds, but there's some real dandy fish mixed in there with them. There's some 5-pound fish, and some fish are pushing 7, 8 pounds too. Most of these fish are being caught around docks and jetties, some sort of structure. Also in southeast Georgia, around St. Simon's Island, the Golden Isles of Georgia, carpet fishing remains really strong. You kind of want calm seas so you can spot the fish and work your boats a little bit better around tide line rips and bait pods. Over in Alabama, Captain Patrick Garmison tells me that Mobile Bay has been excellent for triple tail. Some of these fish are big. You have to find floatsome, and there's a lot of pressure these days for triple tail. Need that sun up a little bit. Just go along and look for anything that's floating in the water, plus channel markers, crab traps, any of that sort of thing is good. Mississippi triple tail fishing also has been good. Some anglers are saying it's the best they've ever had for big fish. Lots of 15-pound fish are being caught, some over 20 pounds. Again, it's the same sort of type fishing you do in Mobile Bay. You look for floatsome and any type of channel markers. South of the islands of Mississippi, along the Barrier Islands, trollers are doing very well on big bull redfish, plus king mackerel, some Spanish, bluefish, jacks. It's really on fire over there in Mississippi. So get out on the water and take a youngster with you when you go.
This week's Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi Freshwater Fishing Report is brought to you by Lake Guntersville, Alabama. Boasting 69,000 acres of clear blue perfection, the area offers hotels, lakefront cabins, public boat ramps, and restaurants. If you prefer big fish in a big pond, Guntersville is the right destination. www.fishguntersvillelake.com. Now, hot weather continues to be the major factor in fishing across the three-state region, with temperatures blistering during the daytime hours. To beat that heat, try fishing southwest Mississippi's Lake Calling Panther near Crystal Springs. This 512-acre impoundment is good for largemouth bass if you know how to fish deep water. The area to target is the Old Creek Channel in 20 to 25-foot depths where it's running through the standing timber. Your best bet for baits is a big plastic worm dragged along the bottom. Now keep another rod handy with a crankbait. Tossing it into the feeding frenzy where the bass chase bait fish to the top can be exciting. Calling Panther has given up a number of 10-plus pound largemouths, including a lake record 15.4 pounder. Georgia's Lake Andrews on the lower Chattahoochee River is a good bet right now for blue catfish. It's given up a state record 80-pound, 4-ounce monster. For some crappie action that's holding steady on East Alabama's Weiss Lake this week, anglers are fishing under the bridges and around lighted docks after dark.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Exide AGM Marine Batteries. Starts like new, stays like new longer. Motor Guide Trolling Motors, because accuracy matters. And Nitro Performance Fishing Boats. Champions aren't born, they're made.
You got a bite?
Yes, sir.
Got him?
Yep.
Wow. Boy, they are in here thick.
It feels like another black drum.
Here we go. Wow.
Another beauty.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We are on my very first ever trip to Lake Pontchartrain. You didn't get anywhere near all the fight out of that fish.
Now we got him out pretty quickly.
Well, we're catching them right and left. We're obviously in a school of black drum right here, and they're croaking one right after the next. And
excellent eating
just
fish.
how the fishing is right here. You just you guys charter every day here, and
Yes, sir.
we'll let this fish go back.
I'm gonna let it go while we're talking.
There are several different things. He's already taken us to 3 or 4 different spots to show us some of the different fishery here. There are all these marshes of marsh grass and little canals and little cuts of all kinds. Then, John, tell us about the bridge fishing here, because there's a lot of fish that get cut off bridges here.
Right, it's the same way we're fishing now, just off the ledges. But with Pontchartrain, we have 2 main channels of water that float a bait in and out of our system out of here. So it just depends on which way it's coming. Either it's flushing it out or bringing it in. We like it to where it's going out. Outgoing tide's pretty much our best tide.
I'll tell you, I want to show you some quick video. real quick. You're looking yesterday. We went out and did a little scouting, just me and my wife who runs the camera, and we came on a school of jackfish and seagulls diving on them, and it was absolutely incredible. These Jack Crevalle were about 3 feet long each, and they were just blowing up all over the surface, and literally some of them almost running into the side of the boat, just banging up against the boat almost within a couple of 3 feet, and we could just see them everywhere out there, just churning the top of the water. Just a cool place around here. Right now it's time for more fishing and lake reports from where you live.
Taking care of your boat means maintaining your boat. And to maintain your boat, you need 2 things for sure. Lucas Safeguard Ethanol Treatment and Lucas Fuel Stabilizer. Run this in every tank, put this in there every time you park it, your boat will always run like a top. LucasOil.com. Hey guys, welcome to this week's Tennessee and Kentucky Fishing Report. You know, it's late summer and you know, it's kind of been this way for a while. We had an abnormally hot summer. We've had a lot of rain come through our system in the last couple weeks in the Tennessee and Kentucky region, and that's opened up a few opportunities. One, creek fishing I've talked to 2 or 3 people in the last week that's been wading creeks. It's had an influx of water from all this rain, and it's been really good. The LBL region in Tennessee and Kentucky is good for that, and as is the southern part of the state. Just little bitty branches that run into the Tennessee River are really, really good. And just get you some ultralight tackle, put you on some old shoes or sandals and take off down the creek and fish the deep holes. Outside of that, Kentucky Lake's actually been really good. Got a real good report the other day from several different guys that have caught them really well. Cumberland River catfish. That has been extraordinarily hot lately, and I think it's because of the hot weather and the time of year where they're drawing the reservoir down. That creates current. Dale Hollow's been good at night, Percy Priest has been good at night, Lake Cumberland's been good at night, and guys, that's about the best thing I can tell you to do right now in Tennessee and Kentucky. We'd love to see you here. God bless.
Hey, we're still here on Lake Pontchartrain. Before we head out to our next break, I'd like to roll in a little footage from yesterday. We got here a little early before Captain Falterman could get out here, and so just me and the camera went out for a little while, and we did manage to catch one pretty good flounder. Caught it off a bridge, fishing in the current. Again, looking for current breaks. That's the big deal here. And little current break coming around a corner, funneling down through a bridge, and was able to catch a pretty nice flounder. Again, evidence that here you can catch redfish, black drums, speckled trout, flounder, and several other species. Literally, you never know what you're likely to catch when one bites.
Be sure to join Fox Sports Outdoors again next week, Thursday night at 6, or catch the repeat airing Sunday morning at 8:30. And you can always watch the latest episode in full HD on the front page of our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. Plus, catch up on all past episodes by clicking the archive button, and see lots of how-to and product videos by clicking the how-to button. Also, stay up to date with the latest fishing news, videos, and photos by clicking the follow button on our Twitter feed. And get lots of that same info by clicking the like button on our Facebook page. Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Tracker Boats. It's more than just a boat, it's a tracker. Costa Sunglasses, see what's out there. Mercury Marine, official outboard of Fox Sports Outdoors. And Lowrance Electronics, find, navigate, dominate.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the Ask the Pro segment, where viewers get questions answered by top anglers. This week's question comes from Arnold, who asks, do you have any tips for keeping your lure in the strike zone in big wind? For the answer, we found 2015 Bassmaster Classic champion, Casey Ashley.
High wind days, obviously it depends on what you're doing, but I'm a jig fisherman, I throw a jig a lot. Even in windy conditions, you can, especially offshore, where you want to fish with your rod, 9 to 12, that's how you're working your bait. When it's real windy, you need to put it down to the side, because the less line that you have actually out of the water to your rod tip, the less the wind's going to be able to affect it. I try to steer clear of braid in those situations, because braid is like a kite in the wind. So, but even if you are having to use braid, you can still, keep your rod tip a little angled more towards the water, so there's not as much of it for the wind to catch. That's the only tip I can give you for fishing in high wind.
Thanks, Casey. If you have something to ask one of the pros, simply visit us online at foxsportsoutdoors.com and follow the Ask the Pro link to submit your question. Now it's time to give away a new pair of sunglasses on the Costa Catch of the Week.
Hey everybody, we're back at the boat ramp, got the Mako Pro Skiff 21 loaded, and it's time right now for someone to win a free pair of Costa sunglasses in this week's Costa Catch of the Week contest. He is Tim Cody of Charleston, Tennessee, showing an 8-pound, 8-ounce largemouth bass he caught at Lake Chickamauga just outside Chattanooga. If you'd like to be our next winner, you can send us your photo by going to our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. You can click on the Costa Catch of the Week box on the right side of the homepage, follow the instructions to enter, and you'll have a great chance. And if you'd like to see all of the great Costa sunglass products, just go back to the front page of our website, click on that Costa logo, and you can see all of the great lens styles, including the 580 glass and polycarbonate lenses in all their different colors and shades, and all of the great frame styles, including the one I was wearing on this week's episode. It is called Prop. Next up on the Academy Right Stuff, I want to give some props to the Lowrance HDS 12 Gen 3 units that are installed in our Mako boat. They have saved my neck on many occasions with the Serious Weather module and the package that goes with it that's installed on that system. And we had some big thunderstorms boil up while we were out on Lake Pontchartrain, and we were able to see these coming on the Serious Weather package through the HDS system. We were able to zoom in, and you can see some of these thunderstorms approaching right over Lake Pontchartrain and Lake Bourne. We were able to navigate around these storms successfully back to the marina with the help of the Serious Weather package on the Lowrance HDS Gen 3 system. There's lots of confusion in our country right now about social and moral issues, gender identity, Second Amendment rights, reproductive rights, sexual preference. These are dominating our news headlines, our social media. The media likes to sensationalize these subjects, but I've got news for you. These are not the subjects that matter most. They do not define us. In fact, they serve as a distraction from the things that matter most, like being good citizens, being responsible, making good choices, working hard, and leading our own families. The hot buzz topics change from week to week and year to year, but the most important stuff never does. I'm glad you joined us for the fishing trip this week to beautiful Lake Pontchartrain at New Orleans, Louisiana. Our special thanks to Captain John Falterman for jumping aboard the boat and guiding us to a great school of good fighting, great eating black drum. Never caught a bunch of these before and had a great time pulling on them today. If you'd like to contact Captain John and book a trip of your very own, you can do that at the information you see on your screen, and depending on the day you come, you could catch, and look at some of these photos, you could catch big old redfish, you could catch a big old speckled trout, you could catch flounder. There are several inshore saltwater species within easy reach right here at Lake Pontchartrain, and you can do it all by contacting Captain John Falterman. From beautiful New Orleans, Louisiana's Lake Pontchartrain, until next week, I'm Barry Stokes. Be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.